What is up, guys? It's Ace Bookie here again with another video for you guys today. And today I'm actually going to be on NBA 2K17, and I'm going to be doing a My League. And as you all may know, Kentucky puts out a lot of players in the NBA. And that made me ask the question if a whole team comprised of nothing but players who went to the University of Kentucky could actually win an NBA championship. So I went ahead and assembled the best players that went to Kentucky around the league and put them all on one team. So my team is going to consist of Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall, Karl Anthony Towns, Devin Booker, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Rajon Rondo, Enes Kanter, Julius Randle, Nerlens Noel, Brandon Knight, Jamal Murray, Jody Meeks, Terrence Jones, as well as Eric Bledsoe. And what I'm going to do is simulate through the season and see if they can win the Eastern Conference or maybe even win the NBA championship. Now, I went ahead and I downloaded the logo, I downloaded the uniforms in the stadium, so that would kind of look accurate and not just be another team. And I'm actually going here to edit the lineup. I was going to take Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and move him to the 6-man and try to play Anthony Davis at the 3. That's the one thing about Kentucky is they haven't really had a lot of prominent small forwards in the last couple years. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist being the only one that I could think of, or Darius Miller maybe. So they either go really big or guards. So they really don't do a lot of small forward recruiting. So we're going to go ahead and get into the simulation, and I'm going to simulate to the All-Star game, and I'll come back with you guys after this simulation is finished. Alright, so we're back from the All-Star break, and we're going to go over here and take a look at the standings and see how we stack up. So it looks like Cleveland is number 1, and we're number 2. We won one more game, but we've lost 2 more than them, so I guess we're kind of like a half a game behind them. Then there's Chicago, Milwaukee, Charlotte, Philadelphia, Indiana, Toronto, Boston, New York, Atlanta, Detroit, Miami, Brooklyn, and Washington. Now we're going to take a look at the Western Conference just to see what's going on over there. Sacramento, Denver, New Orleans, Minnesota line out the bottom. Then you got Dallas, Utah, Phoenix, LA, Rockets, and then of course the Warriors, who have only lost 7 games at this point, so that's crazy. So they're on pace to beat the record last year, which was already ridiculous enough. So we're going to go ahead and look at the statistics, see who's leading the league. Top 10 in scoring, James Harden's leading. Rudy Gay is kind of surprising to see in there, but I guess without DeMarcus Cousins, he doesn't have to worry about that. And our team, nobody on our team's averaging over 20 points, but it looks like we have 6 people in double figures, so that's really good. We've got 3 players averaging a double-double, so that's really good as well. And then Jody Meeks, Terrence Jones, Jamal Murray, Brandon Knight, Noel, and Randall actually apparently aren't even playing, so that sucks for them. And then we're going to take a look at the rookie report. It looks like Tyler Ulis. I thought about putting him on the team, but then I figured we had too many guards. Looks like he was doing pretty good down in Phoenix without Knight and Bledsoe there. And we're going to take a look at the award race. Nothing too surprising there. Defensive player LeBron James leading for that. Kind of surprising. Most improved player Jeremy Lin. That kind of, I wondered how he got back on the Rockets. That kind of messed with me a little bit. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and look at the All-Stars. It looks like we got Anthony Davis and DeMarcus Cousins on the All-Star team. On the Eastern All-Stars, not really nothing too crazy. I guess Nicholas Batum is a little bit weird, but who knows. And I was just going to say, look at the Western All-Stars. We got Rudy Gay, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul. You guys know the typical Western All-Stars. And we're actually going to get back in the simulation and just simulate to the end of the season. Now, one thing that I did notice was most of the teams that these players were on, so the Wizards, Kings, Pelicans, Timberwolves, they've done substantially worse without their star player. So I thought that was kind of interesting, that they would do so bad, not having that guy from Kentucky on their team. Now, I know that those guys are kind of middle of the pack teams as it is, but just goes to show how much one player can actually impact a team. And it looks like we're going to go on a little bit of a losing streak here. But we're going to pick up some wins, hopefully, and try to get that number 1 spot in the Eastern Conference. I know Cleveland's going for it. We're going for it. And I think there's a couple games left. See if we can Cleveland beat us. Go to Brooklyn. We beat Brooklyn. We lost to Indiana, lost to the Bulls, and we lost to the Pistons. So we ended on a 3-game losing streak. Now for the awards, LeBron won MVP, Ben Simmons won Rookie of the Year, Rubio won 6th Man, LeBron won Defensive Player of the Year, and Steven Adams won Most Improved, Steve Kerr won Coach of the Year, and it looked like Golden State actually finished 71-11. So that's good enough for the 3rd best record of all time, which is crazy. taking a look here at the All-NBA teams. If you see on the second team, we actually had one player, which was Anthony Davis, on the All-Second team. None on the All-First, but that's okay. I mainly just went ahead and looked at this for you guys so you could just kind of see how the league went, the simulation, because I know it kind of varies each time you simulate it. We also had Karl Towns on All-NBA third team, and Anthony Davis on All-NBA defensive team, so that was good. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and go into the playoffs. And before I start the series, our first series is against Charlotte. I'm actually going to go ahead and take a look and see what our players' final stats were, just so you guys can kind of see who averaged the most points. And we're going to look at the standings as well and see where everybody finished. No surprise, Golden State at the top there, Washington at the bottom. We were second. We really wanted to get that first spot, we just couldn't. So looking at the stats, Anthony Davis averaged just a hair under 20 points a game, 12 rebounds, 2.2 blocks. Karl Towns, 16 points, 10 rebounds. DeMarcus Cousins, 14 points, 10 rebounds. So 6 players averaged double figures over the season, so that's really good. It means we're spreading the ball out. And also, we had 3 players average a double-double. Just going through here so you guys can see who averaged the most points. James Harden, no surprise there. And we're going to go ahead and start the simulation. So it looks like we're going to take a 1-0 lead and then a 2-0 lead, and then it looks like Charlotte's going to get 1 win, and we're going to get a 3rd win, and we're going to finish them off 4-1, no problem. So it looks like the Spurs swept the Suns, and the Thunder swept the Grizzlies over there. So our second round matchup is actually going to be the Chicago Bulls, so we're actually going to go ahead and take a quick 2-0 lead against them, and they're actually going to come back and tie it 3-3. And that's going to force a Game 7, and we're ultimately going to take the Game 7 win. So we're going to be matched up against Cleveland in the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're going to go up 1-0 against Cleveland, come back 2-0. They're actually going to storm back on us and tie it up 2-2. And then we're actually going to go 3-2, and we finished them off 4-2 to reach the NBA Finals. And it looks like our finals matchup is going to be none other than the Golden State Warriors. So that's going to be a really big matchup. Don't know if we can pull that out. Looks like we come up with a 1-0 lead, but then it just goes all downhill from there. They're up 3-1, and then they're going to finish this off 4-1. So it looks like we did pretty good, won the Eastern Conference Finals, but couldn't beat the mighty Warriors. So my goal for this video is actually 10 likes. I actually got my goal of 5 likes last video, so thank you guys. If you want to see more, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.